Ons het vir jou vroeër beloof, ons gesels vanoggend met Dr. Ingrid Daniels en Mari Ware-Lane. Hulle is natuurlik hier om te praat oor die 29ste Cape Town Kite Festival. Dit vind in Oktober plaas. Dit gaan alles oor die bewusmaking van geestesgesondheid. Dr. Ingrid Daniels is van CAPE Mental Health en Mari Ware-Lane vlieg al vir jare vlieërs professioneel. Doctor, let's perhaps start with you. Good morning. Thank you so much for your time this morning. The 29th Cape Town Kite Festival, it's become an institution in Cape Town. Perhaps take us back to where it all started, Dr. Ingrid.
Hello, good morning to you and all the wonderful listeners. Well, many years ago, the Kite Festival started as a very small event with a few little kites in the sky. The aim, obviously, was to raise much-needed awareness about mental health, as well as raise awareness about the services offered by Cape Mental Health, and to raise much-needed funds to support free mental health services in the Western Cape. And as you know, today, 29 years later, here we are with these massive show kites that we bring to the Western Cape and for everyone to really enjoy. The 29th Cape Town Kite Festival is as old as our new democracy. And so there's wonderful, beautiful symbolism of our new democracy, these beautiful kites in the sky. And yes, as you said, you know, mental health is such an important part of our lives. And so the Kite Festival is hosted annually during October month, which is the Mental Health Awareness Month, and then more specifically on Mental Health Awareness Day. And this year, as we know, the theme for World Mental Health Day is mental health is a universal human right. And so it is a right for everyone to have access to mental health care.
Doctor, let's have a look at how awareness regarding mental health and perhaps sensitization has actually developed in the past 29 years.
Yes, over the past 29 years, you know, mental health awareness has grown. Mental health and mental health conditions are and have always been very stigmatized, and people are often afraid to talk about their mental health. There's been many misconceptions about mental health conditions. And with the Kite Festival, we create the opportunity and the spaces for people to talk about mental health. The one positive outcome of the COVID-19 pandemic is that we all became aware of our mental health. We were all affected in some way or the other. And over the past, I'd say 3 years, people have been far more aware and open to talk about mental health and mental health conditions. You know, we are affected every day by the challenges that people go through daily. People's mental health will always be affected. It's you know, it's such an integral part of health, even though it's quite complex. And we invite people to talk. We say, you know, we create this Kite Festival as a moment in time for us to really talk about it. We have amazing artists, kiters, musicians who have opened up and spoken about their own mental health struggles and challenges. And so we want to normalize the conversations about mental health in the same way that we normalize our conversations about physical health conditions.
Absolutely. Ek dink ek wil dalk Marie vir jou vanoggend nou hier inbring. Goeiemôre. Dankie ook vir jou tyd. Jy vlieg professioneel vlieërs. Vertel my oor wat ons kan verwag by hierdie fees. Ek kan my net indink, Jennifer, aan hoe die kleure gaan lyk by hierdie fees, Marie.
Goeiemôre, ja, en dankie vir die geleentheid. Ons het verskriklik baie vlieërs wat tans in die lug wat gemaak is en wat ons gaan vlieg, en ons wil die lug wil ons vol kleure skep. Dit is hoekom ons dit noem, the sky is your canvas. Oor die jare, ek is al van 2003 was ek en my man al betrokke by Cape Mental Health, en dit is om almal te uit te nooi en die lig saam met ons te kom geniet, en die kleure wat ons daar gaan wat ons kan vlieg daar, dit sal net wonder wees. Ek het drake, daar is krokodille, daar is 'n varkie wat kan vlieg. En wie sê pigs can't fly? Maar ja, hoor hierso, daar is net soveel om op te noem, maar ons regtig waar dit vat 'n lang tyd om die vlieërs te maak. Maar weet jy wat, sodra dit klaar is en jy kan hom in die lug sit en almal bewonder en veral die kleintjies, die kinders. Jy weet, en op daai dag is dit nie net kinders wat die vlieërs geniet nie, maar die ouers ook. So ons nooi julle almal uit. Dit gaan regtig waar as ons win saam speel en al die mense wat daar is, jy weet, nee, ons kan net 'n suksesvolle dag hê.
Doctor, I'd like to start with you again and just ask about this EduKite competition that you're having once again.
Yes, thank you. So the EduKite competition will be held on the 21st of October in Muizenberg, at the Muizenberg Lookout, and it's a beautiful venue with sunflowers backdrop and the beautiful mountains. But this is such an important event because we invite learners from our primary schools, learners from mainstream schools, and learners from schools with for children with special educational needs. And the event is really beautiful because the learners have some time to get the kite skins, and they take the theme, which is the sky is your canvas, and they'll use the kite skins to bring across messages hopefully of hope, messages of, just what children want to tell us about their mental health. And on the day, they come and they show us their beautiful kites. And the children amaze us every year. Every year, they are such wonderful mental health advocates. They talk about mental health in a way that I've seldom seen often adults speak about. And the symbolism of this event, again, as I said, the sky is your canvas. We want our children to dream. We want our children to have hope again. It's been a difficult past 3 years for them. But the important thing about the EduKite competition, it normalizes and integrates children with learning, special educational needs, and children from mainstream schools. And you'll never know the difference on the day. And really, that's what it's about. We want to take away, all the stigma, all the misconceptions, and we want children to come together. Children often have a wonderful innocence in the way they tell the stories, in the way they talk about mental health. And the kites are, I've judged quite a few of the EduKite competitions, and Marie will tell you they are amazing. The creativity that these kids have. And I'm looking forward to the 21st of October, because every year I'm astonished by the amazing creative collection of kites, and we use those kites throughout the year, the stories told by children. And as I said, this year, this wonderful theme of the sky is your canvas. It's limitless, and we want our children to dream.
Marie, ek wil by jou hoor, hoe word 'n mens 'n persoon wat professioneel vlieërs vlieg, en hoe lyk die plaaslike vlieërbedryf?
Wel, huidiglik is daar nie baie klubs of so wat vlieg nie, maar kom ek sê vir jou, reg oor die wêreld is daar so baie mense en wat vlieg en wat vlieërs maak. Jy weet, as jy ontmoet so baie mense as jy uitgenooi word na, jy weet, na 'n fees toe. En jy weet, en oor en weer ruil jy stories uit en hoe vlieërs gemaak word en wat die maklikste is en wat vir die ene werk en vir daai ene werk. So jy word basies 'n familie, is 'n vlieërfamilie reg oor die wêreld. Maar jy weet, dit is in Kaapstad self, daar was 'n paar en ons het 'n paar vlieërs, jy weet, vriende wat saamkom op 'n dag as ons besluit, reg, die weer is reg, die wind is reg en ons kom by mekaar en ons vlieg. Jy weet, en dan is dit nou natuurlik, hulle noem dit 'n showstopper, waar ons in Blouberg vlieg gewoonlik en ja, met Tafelberg in die agtergrond. Kyk, dit is natuurlik pragtig en kinders gaan mal materiaal en so aan. Maar ja, dit is maar 'n moeilike situasie, want ons materiale wat ons kry om die vlieërs mee te maak, dit word ripstop nylon genoem, en jy kry nie regtig materiale hier in Kaapstad nie, so jy moet maar invoer. Jy weet, en dit kos 'n bietjie redelik. So baie jy weet, kinders en ouers, as hulle vir hulle kinders die vlieërs maak, gebruik hulle gewoonlik papier en stokkies en so aan. Jy weet, want dit is makliker en kinders kan hardloop daarmee en jy weet, jy geniet dit verskriklik saam met die kinders. Maar ja, dit is 'n bietjie van 'n probleem op die oomblik.
Marie, hoe lank vat dit vir jou om so 'n vlieër te maak? Ek dink dit hang seker nou maar af van die grootte van 'n vlieër, maar nou daai, ek sien nou vir Tweety daar in die agtergrond byvoorbeeld, of een van daai merkwaardige vlieërs van jou, hoe lank vat dit om so een te maak?
Wel, kom ek sê, dit hang nou af, jy weet, ek hou van die opgeblaaste vlieërs, jy weet, soos Nemo en dragons en my krokodille en so aan. Dit vat 'n bietjie van 'n redelike tyd. Kyk, as jy daarin spandeer heeldag en aldag, dan kan jy hom maak so binne 'n maand of so. Maar omdat 'n persoon nou nie net tyd aan die vlieërs kan spandeer om te maak nie, jy weet, vat dit vir my so partykeer 4 of 5 maande, dit hang nou net af van die grootte daarvan. Jy weet, want jy trek planne af van die lug af en materiale word gekoop en uitgesny. Dis soos 'n patroon, dis soos wat jy 'n rok sal maak. Ja, en dan begin nou die tricky part, sal ek nou sê, om hulle aan mekaar te stik en ja, jy weet, as jy begin, dan maak jy maar foute en jy trek uit en dis wat die tyd maak. Jy weet, opvat. Maar ja, dit is so lekker en jy weet, jy kry so goeie gevoel as daai vlieër nou klaar is en hy's in die lug. Regtig waar, is iets besonders.
Doctor, let's then have a look at the details of the Cape Town Kite Festival. Where is it taking place? When is it taking place? And how do our viewers support?
Yes, so the big event is taking place on the 29th of October at Melkbos Strand. And as Marie said, it's such a beautiful destination. You have Table Mountain as your backdrop, you have the ocean, and then the sky is actually your canvas. So we want to invite everyone to come out on the day, pack your picnic basket, find a spot on the lawn somewhere and come and watch these amazing show kites. They will be adorning the skies and the gates. Well, there are no gates this time. It's an open event. We start at 10 o'clock and we'll go on until 3 o'clock in the afternoon. And yeah, you know, kiting is for everyone, for the young and for the young at heart. And so we invite everyone to come, take a kite, make a kite, come and fly by a kite and come and support Cape Mental Health, and also to allow us to talk more about mental health, which is such an important conversation.
Doctor, we are busy running out of time, but I want to ask you about the fact that the global median of government health expenditure that goes to mental health is less than 2%. Just very briefly, do you believe our government needs to do more when it comes to expenditure for mental health?
Absolutely. So there has been a study in South Africa, and on average, 5% of the health budget is spent on mental health. But when you break that down, about 86% of that is actually spent on inpatient mental health services. And that is a huge concern because people only go to hospital when they're ill. People live in their communities, and we believe that there should be an increase in investment in mental health spend. We know from studies that have been done that for every $1 invested in mental health, you get a $4 return. And so there's an economic case for greater investment. 85% of South Africans have no access to mental health services. And for us, that is a huge concern. And if we're talking about mental health as a universal human right, 85% of South Africans' rights are then being violated. And so, yes, we are calling for greater investment. In fact, we're finding reduced funding for mental health services, particularly for mental health NGOs working in community-based mental health services. So absolutely a huge call for greater investment because, you know, our young children, our youth are in desperate need of mental health support.
Yeah, thank you so much for that important information and for alerting us that this incredible event is taking place in October in Cape Town. Vir meer inligting, besoek hulle Facebookblad, dis CT Kite Fest. Op X is hulle ook CT Kite Fest en Instagram of gaan na capementalhealth.co.za. Dit was natuurlik 'n baie lekker en interessante gesprek vanoggend met Dr. Ingrid Daniels van die Cape Mental Health en Mari Ware-Lane watvlieërs vlieg. Bly ingeskakel, ons is nou weer terug en dan vra ons nou, hoe nou?